All right. Thank you, Miriam, for letting me know you couldn't hear. All right, I'm gonna go backwards since folks couldn't join. Awesome. And so we're going to be doing this Chat GPT for work. That's what we're going over today as part of our Digital Revolution Mastermind. And so I'm excited to get that rocking with you folks. And so let me just play the intro and I'll be right back. Awesome. All right, that always amps me up to keep going. Okay, and so like I mentioned, this is the Digital Revolution Mastermind, and I'll go over the AI-powered CRMs afterwards. But through this mastermind, we plan to learn a couple of different tools, master these tools. So obviously we've got Chat GPT. That's what we're going over today. We've got Techie. I'm going to show you a little bit about that today as well. And we've got some other really cool tools like Techstart Your Business, Stable Diffusion for images, Zapier for integrations, Munch, Video AI, and so much more. And I'm going to bring out my buddy and business partner, Tyson Dela Cruz, to join me. And let me just welcome him up on stage. Tyson, thank you for joining us. You got to unmute yourself, amigo.
Oh, what an unclimactic intro. Thank you so much. Really, you guys are in for a treat.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Well, just feel free to jump in anytime with any questions or additional feedback. But this is an overview of the entire mastermind and some of the topics that we're going to be going over, like how to use these tools to amplify your networking, how to use these tools to bulk create social media content, and so much more. If you're just tuning in, drop in a comment and let us know what your AI experience level is. 1, you just haven't jumped in yet. 5, you're a pro. Tyson, what are you?
I don't know if I'm a pro, but I would say 4 and a quarter.
Yeah, for sure. Me too, man. I'll say the same. We'll be at the 5 when we really master, when AI clones us and is doing all of our work. So if you're just tuning in, feel free to let us know about yourself, who you are, what your business is, where you're tuning in from, and that AI proficiency. I see Steve jumping in here with a number 3. All right. Hopefully we can get you to a number 4 today. And one of the things, this is the second week we're doing this. Last week, we went over how to schedule hundreds of pieces of content in less than an hour. And I just want to give a shout out to one of our students, Cyril Cruz, who went ahead and did this last weekend. And he sat down and made 360 pieces of content, essentially 2 posts a day for 6 months. So you can follow him on Instagram at Oscuro Creations to see that content. But Cyril, great job. Keep moving forward, man. All right, so today we're going to be going over how to leverage ChatGPT to 100x your productivity. And so for today's agenda, just real basics. If you're just getting started, I'm going to show you where to go to create a free account. And then today we're going to go over the basics, some basic prompt recipes. And at the end, I'm going to go over an unlock prompt that I really love. It's called frameworks, and I'll show you how that works. So just stick around towards the end of this, and I'll show you how frameworks work. And you can really build some advanced models and content generation prompts using frameworks. And if folks are interested in learning how to use the API playground or how to build integrations with ChatGPT, how to build bots, let me know in the comments. It's not something that we're going to be able to go over today because it's just so much. But if that's something that you're interested in, please let me know in the comments and we'll be back with that. So let's get into this. So first we need to create a free account. To do that, we need to go to chat.openai.com. All right, so I'll drop in the link here in the comments so you can see that wherever you're tuning in, Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn. And you're just going to go here and set up a free account. You can use your Google, just continue with Google, and that's all you have to do. It's going to take you less than 2 minutes if you do it right now. If you already have your ChatGPT account solid, go ahead and open that bad boy up so we can do some of these prompts together. But before I get into some of these prompts, I just want to address some of the misconceptions or some of the news, that have been going out about ChatGPT. And it really comes down to this, like, how smart is this tool? And is this tool really going to help us or not? And so some really interesting news have come out over the last couple of months. For example, the AI bot ChatGPT outperformed students on the Wharton MBA exam. All right, so ChatGPT is smart enough that it's got an MBA. Isn't that wild? I think that's pretty wild. But it doesn't stop there, right? ChatGPT also passed a law school exam. Now look, the dean was like, well, it was mediocre performance, but hey, ChatGPT still passed. And if you're a small business owner, with a tight budget and you need some quick legal direction, I'm not saying that ChatGPT is a bona fide lawyer, but it has helped me navigate some interesting, ups and downs in my own business to understand law better. And I'll show you an example of how we do that today. And it's crazy. ChatGPT even passed the med school exam. I mean, that's wild. That's just so wild. And so, I'm not saying make ChatGPT your doctor. I'm just sharing with you like how smart this tool is. Now, it's not all unicorns, all right? It's not all super impressive. ChatGPT is still flawed. Sometimes it still makes mistakes. Sometimes it pretends that it's accurate and it's right, but it's not, and it's wrong. And so here's the trick. We just have to treat ChatGPT like a human assistant, okay? Don't blindly copy and paste. Don't blindly follow. Review the work. Have a conversation. If you treat ChatGPT like a human, it'll treat you like a human back, right? And so just have a conversation with it, and that will improve your experience with ChatGPT. Think about it as a personal assistant in your pocket. And right now it's free. So huge unlock to tap into. So there's a bunch of different ways that we can use ChatGPT. I showed in the earlier slide some of the basics. So let's start getting into it. The first prompt is telling ChatGPT to tap into what segment of knowledge base it has, because it is so smart, right? And so it could be a doctor today or a lawyer tomorrow or your assistant or whatever's clever. And so we want to start the conversation by letting ChatGPT know what we want from it. So an example could be, you are an expert in public speaking. Okay, and I need to improve my public speaking, so how can I do that? And then it will go ahead and pretend to be a PR expert and start giving you some feedback. Or you are an expert in pet behavior. My dog is, not behaving and I'm like so irritated. How do I deal with my dog? And it'll give you some tips. Or you are an expert in financial planning. I'm not sure how to build my business or how to price things. Like, I've been working hard, but the margins don't make sense. You can have these conversations with ChatGPT. And so here's an example. Here's an example I rocked with. You are an expert in law. Can you draft an articles of incorporation between owner X and owner Y? So you got to swap this out between Tyson and I, so that equity is split equally and decision making is owned by whoever, right? And you can adjust this to be whatever you need it to be. And voila, like with 2 seconds of work. And man, I really hope you can see this. I wish I could zoom into it for you, but maybe you can zoom in from your screen. But really what this is listing is the articles of incorporation for starting a business, right? And so if you're not sure how to start a business, or, if you're here in Nevada, if you're starting a business, you need to go to the Secretary of State website. They're going to ask you to upload articles of incorporation defining how your business operates. You might need to go to a lawyer for that. Or you could get a draft template from ChatGPT and you could rock with this. And this is the articles of incorporation. It breaks everything down: the purpose, the shares, the directors, decision making, how profits are distributed. And if you like this, great. Copy paste that over to a document. If you don't, you could just give it some feedback and let it know, what you need to change. Here's how you can make it less generic. Because the reality is, if you just go to ChatGPT and you just ask it any kind of question, it might give you a generic response. The reality is, I hear a lot of people complain about that. So you have to have a conversation. You got to train it. You got to prompt it so that it's less generic. And so I wanted to write an MOU, for example. And so I said, hey, you are an expert in law, and I need your help to write this MOU between community organizations, so that I can have it be specific to my needs. I asked my lawyer, not lawyer, but my ChatGPT law expert temporarily, hey, what questions do you have for me that I can answer for you so that you can make a more precise MOU that fits all of my needs, right? So I just asked it, hey, you are an expert in law. I need to make an MOU. What questions do you have for me? And now it's asking me questions. For example, what resources will each partner contribute to the community service, right? And so now I can jump in and ask it any kind of, all of that additional feedback to get something more precise. And here is what that starts to look like. Here's our draft MOU now. And now went ahead and put together a draft MOU. So if you are a professional tuning in, Tyson and I both work with nonprofit groups, right? And nonprofits are really big on fundraising, on getting commitments of support, on doing all these things. If you do that type of work, your ChatGPT can help you generate the MOUs faster, the fundraising letters faster, all that jazz much faster. So this is an example of a draft MOU that was created by ChatGPT. But let's take it a different angle. Maybe you don't care so much about the law stuff. Maybe you don't want to mess with it. Maybe you've got a lawyer already in your company that you work with. Maybe you're a marketer or a salesperson. Maybe you do real estate. Whatever it is that you're doing, you can get ChatGPT to do the work, help you do the work for you. And so in this example, I'm telling ChatGPT, hey, you are an expert in social media marketing, and I need you to create a social media marketing strategy for my e-commerce brand, AI CEO. And it goes ahead and it gave me this stuff. And it was a generic response. It was like, and I'm going to try to read this for you so it's a little tiny on my screen. It says, sure, here is a social media strategy for your e-commerce brand AI CEO. 1, identify your target audience. 2, choose the right platforms. 3, create engaging content. 4, use paid advertising. I'm like, okay, well, that's all great, GPT, that's awesome, but that's not what I want. I know those things. I'm a marketer. I do this all the time. I want you to give it to me. Just give it to me. Just tell me what it needs to be. And so I responded, hey, based on the outline you provided, please provide a draft proposal for the client AI CEO. So based off of what you just told me, we need a target audience. We need to choose some channels. We need to do X, Y, and Z. Don't tell me to do it. I want you to do it. So go ahead and do it for me. And it responded, great. I'm excited to present to you the social media strategy for AI CEO. And it went ahead and broke it down for me. It went ahead and said, your target audience needs to focus on entrepreneurs and small business owners who are interested in starting their business, not already having a business, but they're starting their business. So that was really smart that it picked that up. You have to pick some channels. We recommend LinkedIn and Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to reach your audience. You need to create some content. You can create posts, blog posts about entrepreneurship, infographics about business planning, and videos showcasing your product or e-commerce products. That's so much better. That's so much better. And so sometimes just tweaking it and having that back and forth conversation gets you much faster to what you needed to be. So this is just the beginning, folks. We got a lot more. And if you're just tuning in, we're doing this ChatGPT training. Just drop in the comments any questions or ideas you have. And I always love to have this be interactive. But we weren't done yet. Okay, our social media stuff wasn't done yet. All right, we wanted it also to give me a budget. Okay, I've got $250 I could put into ads for this thing. How do you think I should break it down? And it went ahead and gave me a budget breakdown, which is awesome. Now I can package all of this up and I can execute against it. I can create content with ChatGPT, and I could even send this off to a client as part of a proposal.
What a great way to expedite proposals and get this out to clients a lot quicker. I love how you were specifically detailed in ChatGPT and it gave you the bullet points out, and then you go in there and then you dive deeper to the bullet points that it gave you in the previous answer. Super dope.
Heck yeah. Thank you. And what's up, Oliver? Thank you for tuning in. I saw you were just messing with ChatGPT too, so I hope we give you some good unlocks right now. Okay, there's more we could do. We could generate content with ChatGPT. Okay, gotcha. There's an echo coming with Tyson. I'm going to mute you, Tyson, and when you speak, I'll mute myself, okay? Cool, folks. Thank you for letting us know in the comments. Got a couple of those. If the audio is better, just let us know that we're good. We'll keep rocking. So we just showed you how to tell ChatGPT that you're an expert. And we said you're an expert in content creation or in social media. Now we want you to generate content for us. And there's all sorts of content that Chat GPT can create. I got to give a special shout out to my mom, who has learned Chat GPT and is using it to write an autobiography. And she actually just finished the draft, which is so freaking amazing. It's the way that Chat GPT can accelerate your ability to execute against your dreams is so amazing. And I love that. And I hope that for you too. And so there's all sorts of content that you can create with ChatGPT. But before I go into how to do it in ChatGPT, I just want to show you this other tool. It's called Techie. Now, Techie is a product that my company Techstart created, and you can create a free account there too. And it comes with a prompt library. So if you're not sure what prompts to rock with or how to talk to ChatGPT, no big deal. You can go to this prompts library. There's over 50 different choices where you can generate content specifically for your business. And as an example, I jumped in here. I picked the blog generator. And just to keep this super meta, I was like, write me a blog about Elias teaching about ChatGPT, okay? And go for these target keywords. And it went ahead and generated that blog in less than a minute. And it can actually do bulk content creation. So that's the difference with Techie versus ChatGPT. Techie will let you do bulk content creation. So you could do one blog or 100 blogs. And you could do, one social media post or 1,000 social media posts with very little prompting. But let's get into it from a ChatGPT perspective. Let's say we want to generate content. We're going to say generate X about Y in a tone of voice that's Z. Okay, that's the formula we want to follow. And so in this example, I said, generate a blog post about the benefits of using ChatGPT in a real estate setting in a friendly tone of voice. And it went ahead and generated that blog post instantly, right? Just the benefits of using ChatGPT in a real estate setting. If you had an AI-powered chatbot, it can tune in and talk to folks for you 24/7. It can increase your efficiency like we're talking about here. So many other cool features. So that's cool, right? We just generated a blog post. ChatGPT has a massive knowledge base, the entire internet pre-2019 or something like that. And so you can ask it to create content about anything. Tyson used this to create content for Kaya Wellness. If you want to talk to that, Tyson, and what you did with that, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Echo solid. Doesn't sound like there's an echo. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So with Kaya Wellness specifically, we actually use Chat GPT and Techie to create these blog posts to increase SEO for our medical business. Referencing existing articles and auto-populating these blogs. And then we used a VA to place this on our website and an auto-posting platform. It's great because you can go in-depth and detail based on tonalities, what you're looking to get across. For example, create an eye-catching, irresistible blog about said thing. Act as a medical professional and create an irresistible, eye-catching blog about subject line. Super great tool, great to maximize the amount of time and increase the amount of work that's coming out of it. Super cool, man.
Heck yeah, absolutely. It is definitely super powerful. And I think we've generated, in that one jam session, we generated like 500 blog posts, 250 for the Kaya brand, and then another 250 for another brand. And I'll just drop in the link to one of these live sites where we did 250 plus blog posts.
And that was in what, 30 minutes? 30 minutes? 40 minutes?
Yeah.
40 minutes?
Yeah. Yep. And these posts are so unique too. It's not just generic. We gave it some good prompt engineering in terms of what type of content to go after, what locations, listicles, SEO, descriptive, funny, like just so that there's a lot of diversity. And if you check that link I just dropped in the chat here, you can check out the site. But let's keep it moving. So it's not just blog posts, right? I see my friend Oliver in the comments. He said he had it write a play for him. And he gave it what they wanted it to be about. And then he had to rewrite it in the style of Shakespeare. And it was amazing. That is amazing. And so you can really play around with this. In this example, we asked it to generate 20 tweets, repurposing the blog post, the real estate blog post, in a tone of voice that is exciting. And voila, with the emojis, with the hashtags, everything. So that's super cool. You can pretty much use that framework, generate X for Y in this tone of voice, and it'll go ahead and do it for you. Copy and paste. So that was the content generation piece. Now let me show you how we use ChatGPT to help us in brainstorming. Again, we're treating ChatGPT like our assistant, our confidant, somebody in our team that can help us. And so I use this every now and then to really help me think about what we got to do. And so in this example, we say, can you help me brainstorm options for X given Y? So pretty much brainstorm for this problem, for this goal, for these pros and cons, given the context. Why is context? Okay, and so I asked it, can you help me brainstorm options for a guerrilla campaign in May? We are a boutique pizza restaurant in a subprime location, so traffic's not great, and sales have been down all year. All right, and so we really need your help, ChatGPT. And it went ahead and it jumped in and said, hey, of course, I'm happy to give you some ideas that you could use for a guerrilla campaign. Maybe you could do a pop-up pizza stand. Maybe you could do some street art promotion, or do a pizza delivery bike brigade. Hire a group of bike couriers to deliver your pizza around and outfit them in branded gear. That reminds me of some stuff that I'd see in Europe or New York City, but that's cool. Like I probably would have thought of that in my first sit down. So I can use ChatGPT to accelerate the brainstorming process. But this isn't enough, because it gave me too much, and without enough detail, I'm not sure how to move forward. And so we'll follow up and ask it again. We'll say, hey, thank you for that. Can you give me for everything that you just gave me, give me the pros and cons. All right. And now it splits out the pros and cons of a pizza stand. Well, it could generate buzz, but it can be expensive to rent in a high traffic area. Pros and cons of the street art performance. It can be unique and eye-catching, but some people may not view it as professional, or you got to check out the legal ramifications of that. Make sure you do it legally, right? And so pros and cons are super powerful. I've used this method to help me with brand strategy. One of the things I do for some of my clients is help them define a new brand. And so they'll give me a little bit about themselves. And I'm going to show you like all of these tricks that I'm showing you, you combine them into one as you start working with ChatGPT. And so I gave it a bunch of content about my clients, and then I went into back and forth conversation to brainstorm on what the brand should be like. And the ultimate brand we came out with, my client just freaking loved. She was so happy with it. And so I'm just really impressed with ChatGPT because it helped me generate a brand for this client that she loved, and brand options. Help me generate all of her email copy, website copy, social media copy, all in one jam session. And so definitely use the brainstorming method. Here's another really cool method that I recommend. It's analyze the following content and provide me with X. Okay, this is super powerful. So X could be a summary, or it could be an outline, or feedback, or to expand on the content. And so let me give you an example. I use this for stuff that I don't really understand all of the time. And so I'd go grab an article, or I'd grab an article. And in this case, I grabbed the Bitcoin white paper, because as many times as I read that stuff is still so complicated. The math, freaking, so hardcore. So anyways, I copied the entire white paper and I pasted it in, and it gave me this response. It's too long. Okay. You might see that when you're doing this analysis trick. And so you just got to break it up into segments. And so I went ahead and I broke it up into segments, and I said, hey, analyze the following content and provide an outline so that I can understand it better. And so I took the peer-to-peer Bitcoin white paper, pasted it into sections, and then pretty much summarized that into an outline for me and just make it easier for me to understand. So you can see that here on the right, it broke it down into 4 sections: the intro, the transaction, solution, and the conclusion. So taking super complicated subjects, simplifying it. Here's a way that I've been using this for our grant writing business, and it's been such a huge unlock. Like I would never have thought that I would be in the grant writing business, but ChatGPT has just made it so much easier for me to compete with the other grant writers that I can create grants much faster. And part of how we do that is we'll go in to the federal government's database of available grants, and they give you these like 60, 70 page PDFs. It's insane. Okay. And so what we do is we take those section by section and we paste it in the ChatGPT to have it analyze it, break it down into an outline, break it down into what we need to give the government so that we can win this grant. And that just helps improve and speed up our process, which has been a huge unlock. Another cool tool is the rewrite feature. You can have ChatGPT rewrite the content for you. Oliver just shared his use case in the comments where he had it rewrite a play in the style of Shakespeare. And so essentially you can just ask it to rewrite the content so that it can be used for whatever it needs to be used for. And so in this example, I went back into my content marketing library and I grabbed a random LinkedIn post. And I said, hey, rewrite this LinkedIn post and expand it. So rewrite and expand the following content so that it is educational, informative, and can be repurposed into an email and blog. And another trick here, if you try to paste into ChatGPT and there are a lot of spaces or breaks within the text, that's going to eat up your tokens for prompting, and it's going to limit what it can read. And so what I do is I paste it into my browser, and then I copy and paste that from my browser into here, so it's just one block of text. All right. It may not look pretty to us. It's not the way that I had this formatted for LinkedIn, but it's easier for ChatGPT to read the entire text. And so I just gave it some information about an old post, and it went ahead and expanded that for something into email and blog that I can use. And I can follow up and I can create social posts and all that jazz from this. This was a post about networking and how to leverage networking to, drive awareness for your brand. All right. And I called it the serendipity framework. And so it just broken that up a little bit more. All right, y'all. So this has been super amazing, and I want to show you my next unlock, and it's the frameworks. Okay, I've been using frameworks to build apps and all that jazz. Before I get into it, thank you. I see some familiar faces like Ben and Cyril and Oliver and and I got kicked out.
Where'd you go?
I got kicked out. I got so excited I pressed the back button.
That was so climactic.
Yeah.
Right there, like the Sopranos.
I'm glad you were here, Tyson. Otherwise, I would have lost the stream. All right. Okay. So anybody have any questions or comments? What do you think about this content so far? Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Ben. All right. All right. So let's get into the He-Man stuff. We have the power. All right. So frameworks generate X based on the following inputs and outputs. Okay. This is how this works. It's a little bit more complicated, but it gives you so much more flexibility in anything that you want to do. Mitch, thank you for joining. Random LinkedIn user, thank you for watching. So here's how these frameworks work. So let's say I want to generate X. In this case, I want to generate a video script. And I want to generate it based off of the following inputs and outputs, right? And so this is literally what I tell ChatGPT. Generate whatever it is. It could be a business plan. It could be a campaign, video script. And I need you to use the following inputs and outputs. That's kind of like a key word here, inputs and outputs. Because then in the same prompt, I'm going to go ahead and break down my inputs. I'm going to say the inputs are the brand is Cartoon Network. The main character is He-Man. The other characters are our fans. Our goal is to promote the 30th year anniversary. Okay. And then I want you to give it to me in these outputs. And these outputs in this case are, I want you to give me a hook, the introductory narration script, some scenes, and a call to action. And you can change these inputs and outputs to be whatever it is that you need it to be. And so generate a video script based off the following inputs and outputs. And I gave it the inputs and it went ahead and generated this video script for a commercial, right? So do you remember the time when you first watched He-Man and the Masters of the Universe on Cartoon Network? Well, get ready to relive those amazing memories as we celebrate the 30th anniversary of this iconic show. And then the narrator comes in and we break out the scenes and, we have our whole thing here. So super, super cool. Let me see if I have this readily available to put on my screen. And if I do, I'll show you like a really advanced, somewhat advanced, like 4.5 level advanced way of how we're using the frameworks. Dope, man. I'm glad you watched it in the 80s. I watched it, I watched the reruns just, like a decade ago. And Mitch, yes, this will be available for replay. If you want to join the list so that you can stay on top of our future events, go to mastermind.techstartyourbusiness.com. I dropped it in the chat here, and you can go ahead and register there. And I've got this inside of YouTube. I'm not sure if you can see it on Facebook. So here's the link right here. It's mastermind.techstartyourbusiness.com. Here's another way that we've used this like framework for inputs and outputs. Let me just show you real quickly. We have a business plan generator that we put together called AI CEO. And really, this is much more in-depth framework. It's going to generate 15 to 20 pages of a robust business plan based off of just like 4 inputs.
And this is super dope. This is super dope because this goes into specifics of your business. Like it breaks down. This is better than a business plan that I've ever wrote. This gets into specifics. Yes, you got to go back and kind of make a little tweaks and adjustments based on market or your company's existing market share. But this foundation is phenomenal.
Boom. Yes. Thank you, Tyson. And thank you, Dr. Owens. I appreciate you jumping in here and that you learned a lot. Yeah, this business plan generator, I think we've had a couple of people use it already, and it generates over 50 pages of a business plan, and it follows the Small Business Administration guidelines. And so going back to our framework here, giving it a framework, we literally took the SBA framework, the gold standard of business plans if you are a small business, so you can get a loan, so you can get an investment. We took that framework and we plugged it into Chat GPT, and now with only like 4 inputs, you get a whole business plan. And so I'll drop in the link so you can experience that one. What was the link there? Oh, it was Generate. Yeah, generate.techstart.co. Now this one is paid just because of it's expensive to run the framework as well. But it's only $12. And you have an entire business plan.
Compared to what you're getting out of this value, like the cost is very minuscule for the amount of information and everything that's going to be popped out of this business plan. Honestly, I think it's underpriced, but it's it's a great platform. Elias and I agreed, like, hey, let's just pop it out, and it's a phenomenal. How many pages total is this? It's like
15 to 20 is what folks get on average.
Phenomenal.
Heck yeah. And Mitch, can you take an existing business plan and have it rewritten? You can paste in some of the key stuff from your existing business plan into the inputs, but you can't upload your existing business plan. But this does go pretty in depth. I definitely check it out if you can. And if you run into any places where you're stuck, just hit me up on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, whatever's clever, and I'll do my best to help you work through it. Yeah, so that's generate.techstart.co for the business plan generator, and it has these frameworks. So I'd love to take a moment to just answer some questions. Maybe we could practice some prompts, and then I'd love to share with you a little bit more about this mastermind that we're doing. So thank you everyone for tuning in. This has been so fun. Anybody got any questions for me or Tyson? Thank you, Ben. Appreciate you. All right, let's go into this. And if folks have any questions as I'm diving into this, feel free to jump in. But we'd like to invite you to join TechStart and get access to our entire ecosystem. At TechStart, we really have 3 main value props for y'all. And really, those are software, with your TechStart membership, you get access to some of the best software in the world right now, the most advanced software out there, an all-in-one business management software. We use it to operate our businesses. We have over 100 businesses that are using the software to manage their websites, their email marketing, outbound campaigns, even social media chatbots. Our software integrates with AI, so you can actually build some like Chat GPT powered tools. All of the sites that I dropped in the links here are all powered by our software. So the calendar management, accepting payments, the social media scheduler that Surreal rocked with. And I know Tyson's been using this a lot, across his multiple businesses. So feel free I feel like you want to jump in and say something. So feel free.
Yeah, in regards of software, you guys, like the platform that we've created, it is insane. Many of you run businesses or have run businesses in the past, or are running sales and marketing teams. The biggest incongruency in regards of sales and marketing teams is what? Most of the time, it's the human element. Now, humans are very unpredictable solely based on their emotions. If they're having a bad day, their performance is a little bit lower. The great thing with the software that we've cultivated here, it allows you to eliminate the human error component to increase the amount of touches and sales that you can potentially get. I've used this in regards of the sales outreach to eliminate the amount of times that humans actually touch follow-ups. We can generate leads, but what about the follow-ups? We built in an AI chat bot, an AI response to allow us to reach out to clients on a more consistent basis. Then they call in, and then they're forwarded to a live person. But the AI and the chat bots allow them to get the touches, because it's all about the touches, not in a nasty way, but like in a good way.
Yeah, for sure. Just all consensual touch points to drive our business. Yeah. So yeah, we got this. When you join TechStart, you get access to that software, but you also get access to our academy. We have over 50 tutorial videos on how to implement the software. You get access to these sessions and some closed circle sessions that we host, where we can just show you how really take things to the next level. And then we also have a marketplace. So if you need a logo or graphic design, or you need help with your website redesign, whatever's clever, we have a marketplace where you could get all of that stuff done. And in terms of our plans, we really have two plans that are available for folks right now. The base plan is our launch plan. It includes access to our AI-powered CRM, as well as a bunch of other things like our digital networking system, so that you can use a QR code instead of a business card. I wonder if you can see it. Oh my gosh, you can't really see it. No, you can't really see it. Oh, there we go. That's a little better. There it is in focus. I got this QR code on my phone case, and you can have it on your phone screen as well, or you can use a tap card. But that integrates with our system, so you can automatically follow up with people. You also, as part of the launch plan, you get access to the email marketing feature to build an email nurture system, and the ability to automate your appointments. We have multiple different types of clients using this to automate appointments, from hairstylists to financial advisors to medical clinics to help schedule appointments and keep track of that. And you also get access to the plug and launch sales funnel. So you get a couple sales funnel templates, but these are fully customizable, so you can launch as many paid products as you want. And through this base plan, you get access to Techie and to our trainings and events. I don't see the pricing on here. I wonder if it's somewhere else. But that's okay. So I'll just tell you what the pricing is. For the launch plan, it's $97 a month, and it includes all of these features. You can pay for the VIP annual. It's $1,000. But then what that includes is our team will help you walk through the implementation for everything. So we'll hop on, one or two calls as needed to really implement the website, the email campaigns, everything you need to your specifications, and we'll show you how to edit it and rock with the system so you can move forward with it. And then we have our Pro plan, and our Pro plan includes everything in our launch plan, plus our AI trained business chatbot, which is coming soon to our members, and our podcast booking system. So if you're interested in launching a podcast, we have a really straightforward system that's proven to help you launch a podcast in literally a couple of clicks. And that plan is $297 a month, or you can pay for the VIP annual, and that's $27.50. And I actually saw a couple folks that tuned into the call that are some of our pro members, so appreciate you for tuning in, and excited to see you grow. All right, and so let's keep moving forward. I don't think I really want to jump into all of this because we already kind of talked through it. And so I will just leave it here and answer some of the questions that we have. And so thank you, first off, for tuning in. We'd love to welcome you to be a part of our Digital Revolution Mastermind. If you're not already on the list, go to that link that I dropped in, which was mastermind.techstartyourbusiness.com, and you can sign up there. And once you confirmed your spot, you can pay and upgrade into one of our paid plans, and then we'll reach out to you to help you get set up. And so we'll take some questions. We got a question from Mitch. We answered that one about uploading your existing business plan. And then Mitch had another question. Is there a specific place where I can purchase add-ons? And I'm not sure add-ons into what, but the Tech Start Your Business Mastermind that we just told you about includes the AI-powered CRM with all of our add-ons already built into it, starting as low as $97 a month. And so you could sign up there, and then we'll hook you up with anything else you might need. And we've got Edmund. Thank you so much for joining. I think I know who you are, but it's just D. But thank you for joining. I'm glad you like the business plan writing. And for grant writing, we do intend to do something in the future here. It's a little bit more complicated because with grant writing, you need to provide statistics. Like, for example, you need to provide poverty statistics, in specific counties. And while ChatGPT can help with that, it's not accurate enough to just submit that. And so because of that, we're going to continue doing the done-for-you grant writing service for the organizations we work with. And if you're interested in checking that out, just feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. But I would love in the future to launch a grant writing app. That would be cool, but not now. And then Garrett, you had a question using High Level for the CRM. So High Level is one of the tools that we've integrated into our system. It's not the only tool. We plugged in some of the other top technology marketing tools out in the market that's integrated into our stack. And we've actually developed some of our own tools like Techie and the TechStart Marketplace that's integrated into this. So yep, that's definitely part of our stack, but it's not everything. But yes, it does work great with AI. So everyone, thank you. And Tyson, thank you so much for tag teaming this with me. I really appreciate you. I think that's it. I hope to see y'all next week, Friday. Until next time.